What's up everybody, my name is Mo, and today I'm bringing you a book review. Today we are reviewing the amazing sequel to The Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. We are reviewing Crown of Midnight. If I would recommend a series to anyone right now, it would be the Throne of Glass series. Crown of Midnight was amazing. I'm giving it 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads because it was perfect to me. I didn't see anything wrong with this book. I am a very judgy reader. It may not seem like it because I do give books like very high ratings a lot of the time, but that is because I know what I like. I know what authors I like. I know what things to look out for. I do a lot of research before I get into a series. This was an amazing sequel. Usually sequels aren't as good as the first ones, but I honestly think this was as good as the first one. So this is the first book I've read in 2016, and I know this video is going up like the end of January, so you're like, Mo, you only read one book. I have been reading other things, I'm just not done with them. Because if you know me, you know that I read books like that. I just will sit down and I'll just read the whole thing. It doesn't matter how big it is. I read the Heroes of Olympus books in one sitting. So one of my New Year's resolutions was to read more, and I thought what would help me is if I tried to read books pieces at a time, because who has like 3 hours to just sit down and read a book? So I tried to do that with this book, and so I read like about 40 pages, and then I read another like 70 pages, and then I sat down and read the whole entire thing, and I stayed up until 3 a.m. to do it. It was on a weekend, so it was like, it wasn't that bad, but still, I stayed up until 3 a.m. to finish it because it grabbed me and it wouldn't let me go. It was so enthralling that I couldn't stop reading. I had to finish it. And let me tell you, this is not a book that you should be reading at 3 a.m. Some of the monsters in it, I'll get to that later in the review, but seriously, they were so dang scary. This is not a spoiler-free review, by the way, so I'm gonna start talking about the juicy details right now, so if you don't want to see spoilers, then you should probably leave the video now. I know I'm very late reading this series. I'm pretty sure it's ended, actually, but in case you haven't, and you don't want to be spoiled, I'd leave the video right now. So Crown of Midnight picks up pretty much right when Throne of Glass ends, and Celaena is on this like assassination mission for the king. She has to assassinate this lord and his wife or something like that. And then we find out right in the beginning that she's not killing the people the king is sending her to assassinate. And I know that says a lot about Celaena's character, but I really didn't like that. Celaena was my favorite main character of the year, and she's probably one of my favorite main characters of all time. One of the main reasons I love Celaena is because she doesn't deny that she's an assassin. She's brutal and a killer, and she doesn't apologize for it ever, which is so rare in a female character, and it's what makes her so unique and amazing. So when she was letting people live, I was kind of miffed. I was like, this doesn't seem very Celaena. I know Celaena struggles with her morals a lot. Like, she doesn't want to be super evil, this evil killer assassin, but she also doesn't want to be super nice. She's very hesitant about joining the rebel cause. She's very selfish like an assassin is, but she also doesn't want to be as cruel as an assassin usually is. So I understand her moral dilemma there, but I really, really like that about Celaena's character, and I missed it. But then later in the novel, we see her go off completely, murdering people left and right, and totally losing control of herself, and totally becoming that assassin, Ardalan's assassin. The girl, the myth, the legend, that's her. And it was really awesome to see that though, so I was placated in that way. Seeing her lose control of herself and go on killing sprees was amazing. I loved it so much. Every second of it. Her inner dialogue when she is totally out of it is so interesting. It's really fun to read. It was a side of her that we've only ever heard of, we've never seen, and being able to like experience it was completely epic. I loved it. Every murderous second of it was just so amazing and entertaining to read. It was fantastic. Whenever Selena acts cocky, arrogant, or flirty, I eat it up. I love every glorious second of her attitude, and when she throws Archer in Kale's face, oh my god, I almost died. It was amazing and hilarious. Even though I want Selena and Kale to be together, I still loved that moment, and I love that she was pretending that she was gonna go sleep with Archer to like try and make Kale jealous and to kind of get back at him. She doesn't want him to be like super protective of her and following her around all the time because she can handle herself, but she doesn't like understand that like that's what normal humans do when they like each other. I'm so here for all the different sides of Celaena, and I love every single one of her sides. All the different sides of her somehow make up one character that makes sense, which is true. That's what it's really like to write a character. A lot of the times the strong female characters will just be very one-sided, or oh, they're so strong and they save the day. But Selena's different, and I love that so much about her. And now to talk about Dorian. Dorian getting magic was insane. It was crazy. I was not expecting it. When he stormed out of his father's meeting and smashed his fist against the wall and like everything shattered, I could only picture him like standing there like, It was such a what just happened moment that I probably would have dropped the book if I was any more surprised. I was never really a fan of Dorian. I really didn't like him in Throne of Glass. He reminded me too much of characters like Gale from Hunger Games or Jace from the Mortal Instruments series, and I really don't like those characters. He's not as bad as them, of course, but he follows that mold, that formula. I was very worried he would become like those characters, but he didn't. This new magic thing and all of his new character development in this book really is steering him away from that, because the way he was written in Throne of Glass, I didn't understand how people could ship Celaena and Dorian because they were so different. And Dorian just was that character, that asshat character. But he didn't turn out like that. Tried to let go of Selena, he didn't want to get in the way of her and Chaol, and he listened to Nehemia, which is very important. I feel like he developed a lot in this book, and even though I still ship Chaol and Selena, I do understand why people ship Selena and Dorian now. I get it, he's getting better, I understand that. However, I do think Dorian is a dumbass for trusting Rolland. Rolland is obviously evil and manipulating him, and I don't understand why Dorian wouldn't just listen to Selena. I'm sorry, the best assassin in the world, who is a genius with this sort of manipulating people stuff, and you're gonna not trust her when she says to not listen to Rolland. Best assassin in your country is trying to help you and warn you that Rolland is obviously no good, and instead you just listen to him because, Selena, don't tell me what to do. Listen to Selena! She's so much smarter than everyone in this castle. I don't understand how anything gets done, unless Selena's doing it, because she's so much smarter than all of them. How has Dorian not died up until when he met Selena? Selena saved his ass like so many times. I don't know what makes Dorian think he knows better than Selena, but he really doesn't, and he needs to stop. I'm really glad Dorian has magic now, because otherwise his character is going downhill fast. In Throne of Glass, he's very similar to those asshole type male characters that the girl always ends up with at the end for some reason. He's a prince and he's a womanizer. He's always got all these ladies fawning on over him, and he always flirts with all of them. But he's actually really nice, and he reads and he raises puppies. He's actually a good person secretly. I really don't like that. That's the type of character we're seeing a lot of now, especially in young adult. It's a character trope that just needs to go away. I don't know why we see it so often. It's like this womanizer male character, but he ends up wanting this one girl character, and it's supposed to mean a lot, but instead, for the beginning, he's just an asshole, and then all of a sudden at the end, he's super nice, and we learn all these cool things like he reads and raises dogs. Like, do you see what I'm getting at? It's like a new way to market the asshole male character, and I don't buy it. I still don't like the asshole male character. And now to move on to happier things, like when Chaol and Celaena finally got together. When they finally got together, I was so happy. I was smiling ear to ear. It was so smart on the author's part to have Chaol's secret come out so close after they got together. And even though I really wanted to see them together for longer, I recognized that as a writing decision, it was better. Because you knew of all the secrets Chaol was keeping. Also, Chaol keeping secrets, what are you doing? All they have to do is just have one conversation and everything's fine. But no, they let it boil all up until everything explodes. And then your girlfriend almost kills you. So along with Chaol's secrets coming out came Nehemia dying, and I was so sad because I love Nehemia so much. She was such an amazing character and just a real inspiration for Selena, and Selena really needed her. And now that she's gone, I'm kind of worried about Selena. In Crown of Midnight, there were a lot more scary demon monster things, and they were so damn horrifying. I hated it. But it was also very good because the monsters were able to scare me even though I'm reading a book, not even seeing them. Reading it at 3 a.m., like I said, was not the best idea. The monsters and demons. The man who the king experimented on, who had like no face kind of, scares the hell out of me. The portal and the monster coming out of it was also horrible and disgusting, and I didn't like it. The whole idea of portals really freaks me out, and they almost got trapped in there, and I was so scared. I was like, probably like reading it like this and like shaking. The evil witch Yellowlegs grossed me out in her weird little van thing trying to eat Celaena is really disgusting. I don't think it was worth it, Celaena. I really don't think it was worth it to get your weird little fortune. Archer is a goddamn asshat, and I didn't realize that he was a traitor and tricking and manipulating Celaena until he warned the rebel families or people or whoever they were, the leaders, into leaving. However, I didn't suspect that he killed Nehemia. That was super crazy too. How many times can the author pull the rug out from under me until I like get used to it? Celaena tricking Archer was so amazing. I was so proud of her, and I was really worried that she wasn't gonna kill him at first, but then, you know, he said something stupid, and I was like, aw, Selena, I'm so glad you're killing him. I love that. Thank you. When Archer betrayed her, I couldn't help but suspect, like, maybe he was the one that betrayed her when Sam got killed and she was thrown into Endovier. I wouldn't be surprised. And unless it was freaking Arobin Hamel, like, I don't know who else it would be. And now we must talk about the big reveal at the end, that Selena is actually the rightful princess and heir to the throne of Terrasen. That is crazy. I don't know why she's not just telling Dorian. That's another thing that's obviously gonna be a big secret later, which I'm not looking forward to. Because they even mention the princess earlier, and I wasn't like, oh, that's weird for them to throw in. Maybe it's Selena. That would make sense. And now I really want to talk about the king, who is our antagonist of this story. We've always known the king was the antagonist, but up until this point, the worst thing that we know of that he's done is kind of just take over the whole country, which is very bad, and he set up these awful slave camps, and that's terrible. But it's not nearly as frightening as what he's actually doing with the evil magic. Now he's like experimenting on people, creating demons, and has this very evil old magic that right now there's no way to beat him, which is very concerning. Another thing I really like about Crown of Midnight is that the villain evolves just as the hero evolves. Whenever we learn new information about the king and what evil things he's doing, and we learn more about his past, we are also learning about Celaena's power and her past. The more we learn about Selena, the more we learn about the king and his evil plans, and that's a really good, awesome dynamic. Throne of Glass series is so good. I cannot wait to get the next one, Heir of Fire. I'll probably go and buy it within like the month. And that's pretty much it for my review. Leave me a comment down below if you have read this and what you think of it, and if you love it as much as I do. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you liked it. Give it a big thumbs up if you did. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the stuff that YouTubers say, and I'll see you next time with another video. Bye! I just getting heated in here. I'm starting to get a little ranty. It really freaks me out. That's the back. This is the front. Oops. It's not my fault. Selena's amazing. I can't help it. I'm having trouble talking today. If you are worried if this is an actual candle, it is not. It is like a fake candle. It's fine. Everything's all good and dandy. My bookshelf won't catch on fire.